evening.
Good evening, all. Welcome to the Midweek Song Swap for the beginning of January. We are Dan and Faith coming to you live from Charlestown, New Hampshire. It's really sad that I had a momentary.
Where are we? Yes.
Who am I today? We are joined this week by Annie and Rod Capps from Chelsea, Michigan. Welcome, you two. It's great
Hi.
to see you all.
Great to see you too.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us. This is
Yes.
really sweet.
And we met you. Well, we met Annie at Farm, and many online farm things following there not being much farm for a bit.
Yeah.
Folk Alliance Regional Midwest did a lot of wonderful online things during COVID, and really, I think of all of the Folk Alliance regionals, they were sort of, Johnny on the spot with all of the really good online stuff, and great for that.
Go farm.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, especially just like community gatherings, just to have everybody get together and keep the community alive, which was really,
It was definitely appreciated.
those are definitely appreciated.
Yeah.
So,
This is how we learned how to do this.
yeah.
For a lot of us, yeah.
So,
It's
anyway,
not a bad gig out of your basement,
Yeah,
or
exactly.
your kitchen.
You know,
or
it does
what
have the
you.
advantage that we can play a show together from halfway across the continent,
Yeah.
and we've done ones with folks in Canada and
Yeah.
all over the U.S. So
And-
it's
yeah.
it's kind of
Nice.
it's got some pluses. So we keep doing them in part because
Hear,
it's a
hear.
great chance to visit with friends who are far away.
And
Yeah.
especially in the middle of winter when we just don't want to be going anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's get some music going.
Yeah.
We'll start
Please.
with a song.
While you're doing
And-
that, I'll share out to my page.
Oh, good
Sounds
idea.
great.
Yeah. Cool.
I'll put you guys backstage, and I want to tweak the banners.
Yeah, those can pop
and
away.
Switch that.
All right.
There we go.
I think we're all set. So we're trying to figure out how we wanted to start, and we figured there's a lot of weather going on across the country, and this is the closest we've got to a weather song.
Perfect summer morning. Air is crisp and sweet. Blue skies overhead and people in the streets. This is why we live in New England. Why we put up with all the snow.
All that snow.
A perfect day in New England. It's like nothing else we know. Winters are long. That certainly is true. Snuggle up together, ride those storms through. Soon enough, winter winds give way to spring. That's when our hearts begin to sing. This is why we live in New England. Why we put up with all the snow.
Too much snow.
A perfect day in New England. It's like nothing else we know. Those dog days of summer, sticky and hot. Here those are rare, down south they are not. And when they have gone and passed us by, crisp air returns beneath clear skies. This is why we live in New England. Why we put up with all the snow.
Enough with the snow.
A perfect day in New England. It's like nothing else we know. Autumn brings bright colors, sets the hills ablaze. Fading light reminds us of coming shorter days. Harvest yields its bounty as we gently sigh. Another year is ending, passing us by. This is why we live in New England. Why we put up with all the snow.
No more snow.
A perfect day in New England. It's like nothing else we know. This land is warm and welcoming, as a sweet embrace could be. Winter storms bring sleepless nights, but that's okay with me. Sit by the fire on a chilly night. When we are together, all is right. And still we embrace New England, even when there's too much snow. For those perfect days in New England are the sweetest we'll ever know. Yes, those perfect days in New England, they're the sweetest we'll ever know. There we go.
Yay!
Very
and,
cool.
You know, admittedly, we really haven't had huge amounts of snow this winter.
Well, we had 20 inches.
We had one 20-inch storm.
Which
but
then all
What?
melted.
that was like the weekend or right before the weekend before Christmas, and then by Christmas it had all melted away. So
Or just after, something like that. But yeah, we had, actually, it was like the day, the 23rd or something, we had like 50 degrees and rain.
Oh,
Yeah.
So all the rivers were flooded, but
yeah,
Yeah.
been
good
a
old-
weird weather winter.
It has been, hasn't it?
yeah.
I think we have a week of that coming up where we're going to come close to 40 or 50.
Oh man, nice.
Pardon me.
And
Yeah.
you know, thank goodness we're not in California. And my heart goes out to everyone in California who's dealing with the flooding and the landslides and
know.
all of that. Just
Yeah.
oh man, that's
Yeah.
just not good.
Wish them the best.
Crazies. Yeah,
Yeah.
we've got good friends over in that area too. So
Yeah.
Yep.
so far, yeah, yeah. Well, you brought up weather, so you know.
Yeah, this is a little bit of
I
a
had
Michigan
already-
spring song, isn't it? Or
I had already
Michigan
planned.
summer?
Yeah, I'm already looking forward to April, but who knows? Spring might show up in a couple of weeks. So
You never know.
we're looking.
Take it away.
Yeah, but love. It's a love song. Yeah, we're gonna play a little love song because love. I love. Ready?
Yep.
We don't need the perfect day or weather to cuddle in the tall grass together. Gaze up at the sky, forget the whys and the shoulds. I think that would do some good. Before the sweet gives way to sour, let's gather up some wildflowers. Breathe in deep, let go the gloom and the doom. Well, I think that would do some good. It would do me good to slow way down. It would do you good to paint the town. It would do us both some good to stop and listen closer to the sound of two hearts beating in perfect rhythm. Well, I'd say that's cause for optimism. Let's ditch the tent and sleep out in the woods. Well, I think that would do some good. It would do me good to slow way down. It would do you good to paint the town. It would do us both some good to stop and listen closer to the sound of two hearts beating in perfect rhythm. Well, I'd say that's cause for optimism. Let's ditch the tent and sleep out in the woods.
Sweet.
Sweet.
I like it.
I like it.
Oh,
Just
That's
not
awesome.
this time of year.
I know,
Yeah.
right?
Sleeping outdoors without a tent. I don't.
Right.
We're not an outdoor on the ground sleeping anymore. We got ourselves a camper. I use the term loosely. It's a really cool little pop-up tent thingy that just gets us off the ground. That's
Nice.
step one.
We've got our van, which I think you'd seen probably
Yeah.
at farm, but
Yeah, ours is a little more glamping than that. So
but
ours has heat.
Oh, I'm jealous.
Yeah,
But-
and a bathroom.
so
Yeah.
but
Two
it
very
gets us
nice
around the
essentials.
country.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Well, you guys are from New England, so you know about, from cold.
Oh yeah,
So
cold and wet. Yeah,
We
Michigan
were out
is-
in the van on Sunday night.
yeah,
It wasn't too bad. It was probably 20 out.
yeah, it wasn't bad. And our heat works really well, and we have a heavy winter weight sleeping bag. That,
Yeah.
In the wintertime, we use the sleeping bag.
Yeah.
It's cozy.
Yep.
nice,
Yep.
nice, nice,
Yeah.
nice.
Well, we were thinking about what to follow that with, and here's one of Faith's songs
Yeah,
that
there
seem to fit well.
There are some wonderful life lessons in what you guys did for that one, and
Cool.
so yeah, this one's sort of my life lessons song. This one we lovingly refer to as my Muppet song because somebody once said that they could picture Kermit singing for this. So ready?
Mm-hmm.
Life is a few unwelcome adventures interspersed with beauty and joy. You control your reactions to everything, yin and yang, this roller coaster called life. Love is a couple of unplanned arguments jumbled in with caring and joy. Talk to your partner and things go more smoothly. Yin and yang, this roller coaster called life. Peace is a set of negotiations, seeks to overcome hatred and greed. Peace takes legwork, it doesn't just happen. Yin and yang, this roller coaster called life. May life, love and peace enfold you, help you make it through the day. Ride on that roller coaster, do your best, come what may. Hope is a yearning for life's best circumstance, love's contentment and peace for all. Everyone deserves the very best. Yin and yang, this roller coaster. Yin and yang, this roller coaster. Yin and yang, this roller coaster called life.
Hey, I love
That's
that.
very sweet.
That's good. I was just adding a little comment on our Facebook page.
Cool. But can't you picture Kermit singing something like that?
Completely.
Yeah.
Although he wouldn't sound as pretty as you do.
Oh, thank you.
So, okay, I just typed fan and Daith,
Ah,
which I'm pretty sure, I mean,
Close enough.
I didn't hit enter, thank goodness. Okay, this is so rude to be doing this while we're talking to you, but whatever.
Hey.
Okay, here we go.
she's all thumbs with these pics on.
Yeah, and I don't even, I'm really bad at this. Facebook and yeah. So, trying to get better, but
I'm gonna peel one ear off a little bit
yeah.
just
We,
to hear some of the live room.
yeah, we are, can I ask you guys, like, how long have you been married?
37 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, you got us beat big time. However, we did meet in 1982, so
That's the year we met.
That's the same year we met. So yeah.
wow.
We
And
just
you
got
jumped
married
right at it. We took a lot longer
We
to
waited
get
three
there.
3 years in. We got married.
We waited until after I graduated college.
I got you.
Yeah.
She's
That
being
was a couple
generous.
years ahead.
Yeah.
She's being generous in that I waited 11 years. But
It
I
was
shouldn't
good
have.
that he did.
I shouldn't have.
Yeah, we had to,
find ourselves, I think, first.
Yeah. Well, I have to admit that, the first time Dan asked me to marry him, I didn't say yes. I didn't say no, but I did tell him, ask me again in a year, and by the time that year was up, it was kind of obvious what my answer was going to be.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yep.
Excellent.
Yeah, well, you don't want to ask that question twice.
Well, this is why I didn't say no immediately, because I didn't want to scare him off. But
You wanted there to be a chance, yes, for later,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Well, you mentioned yin and yang in that song.
Got you thinking opposites.
So I don't
didn't it?
know, got me thinking of this one that we wrote. We're in the love song world. I don't write a lot of love songs, but here we are.
Yeah, I thought they were all about me, but it turns out not many are. I mean, of all the songs, but most of the love songs are.
Most
Aren't
of
they?
them.
Well, I wonder sometimes how I got here. But who I become came out of nowhere. And I like to think you're the one to blame. I never had a pedestal to stand on. This surely wasn't anything I planned on. But you make me feel like I put all my past selves to shame. Could have blown me over with a tiny little feather when you first told me you wanna be together, oh, you and me, bell bottoms and leather. See, I was Pat Benatar and you were Frank Zappa. Whoever could imagine this ever would have happened? Guess it's true what they say about opposites attracting. Now once upon a time there was a train wreck. St. Christopher was hanging around her neck. Oh, and everywhere she went there were moments she could not believe. 'Cause your love took its sweet time to get here on a serpentine path in low gear. But we still had a few tricks left up our sleeve. Took a hard left turn at the bottom of a hill. Once or twice, it ain't complete standstill, but that big stop sign was no match for my will. Could have blown me over with a tiny little feather when you first told me you wanna be together, oh, you and me, bell bottoms and leather. See, I was Pat Benatar and you were Frank Zappa. Whoever could imagine this ever would have happened? Guess it's true what they say about opposites attracting. I still wonder sometimes how I got here. Who I become came out of nowhere, and I like to think that you're the one to blame.
Love it.
That's great.
Awesome.
Seriously. I'm not kidding you. Pat Benatar, Frank Zappa. And that tells you a little bit about where,
I thought that was a perfect description. So
things have changed a little.
yeah, but,
Yeah.
but it kind of describes the vibe. So
But
that's
during the
perfect.
time that we met, that was definitely
That was true.
a slice of us.
Sorry, I'm just adjusting this thing. I think it's sinking. Can you
Oh,
tighten
no.
this, honey?
Yes, I'm sorry. What do we got going? Do you
No,
want
just that.
just that? Okay.
Sorry, guys.
Microphone malfunction.
I know.
Yeah, one thing after another. We're
I'm
using
calling
a-
Sweetwater for a refill.
But yes.
Sweetwater does us very good. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Crazy.
They're a wonderful thing.
Have you ever stopped by there?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
It's an interesting place.
Yeah.
We have a good friend who works there, and
cool.
the slides and cafeterias and
Oh yeah.
all kinds of things.
Well, right. Yes.
And that their whole complex there is just fascinating. We when we were there, you know, they assign you your own personal salesman. And it, you know, when you put in orders, that's who you always get is, you know, as your salesman. So when you're there, hey Keith, you can, you know, your salesman, if he's there, will come out and give you a tour. And so our salesman came out and gave us a tour and was showing us all kinds of cool stuff that they have there for the employees and for people coming by.
Exactly.
Kind of a neat place.
It is.
Yeah.
Our salesman is Alan Finkbeiner.
I don't remember.
He happens to be
Joe,
a dear friend.
I can't think of Joe's last name.
Joe or Joel?
Joe.
Joe, okay.
But
What?
You remember.
I think.
You,
I'm the
you
one
do
who
all the
usually
ordering
orders, yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
so yeah.
yeah,
It is an affliction for
Yeah,
us.
it is indeed.
We have to be careful.
there's that.
Believe me, and that's there are pluses and minuses to being a married couple who are both musicians because there's nobody to talk you out of getting the instrument.
That's
It's like,
Yeah.
I need another guitar. Okay.
Okay.
I need another mandolin.
Yeah, it's
Definitely
like, well, you know, if
enablers.
you're getting another guitar, you know, what other instrument can I
Exactly
get?
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is why we have, like, you know, we've overflowed the music room and we've taken over the closets in the guest room. So yeah.
The guilt purchase.
Yep.
Yeah, she bought me a nice Gibson tenor because of that hummingbird. She
Yeah.
didn't want to bring that hummingbird home from Elderly's without bringing something for me. So,
That's
Where is
it.
it?
See, now we haven't made it to elderly. We have to get there. sometime.
hop in your van and
The
camp your
one
way over
time,
here and
the
hang
one
out.
time we were close to elderly, it was right after Farm in I think 2018, 2019, and they're closed
Yeah.
on Sundays.
Of course.
Yeah.
And we were going right by. So,
Yeah.
Oh well.
I think we did actually like stop. You know,
No,
Hey,
we didn't
it's
even
a
get off the highway.
destination.
Indeed.
Yeah.
yeah,
We'll get there.
potentially a dangerous destination. but
Uh-huh.
A destination nonetheless.
Bring a full van so that you can't take anything home.
Well, we have that
we
issue
do-
most of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But so Faith,
We're going
trying
back
to-
and
trying to
forth
think
about
what to play.
where to take the mood, and we're staying fairly lighthearted. We could have gone really dark, but we're staying fairly lighthearted. And you know, talking about, you know, relationships and you know how they morph over time, and so this is sort of, and this is a love song that is not about us. There is a tie-in, but it's not about us. This is a friend of ours from college, and we lovingly refer to this as the Ballad of Bill.
we'll give you more of the backstory afterwards.
Yeah, and I'll tell you the title afterwards as well, because otherwise we'd be giving it away.
And we haven't played this one in forever. So, ready?
Yep. That cute little blonde, the one over there, I'd had my eye on her for more than a year. It finally seemed like the right time had come to plan the move I'd be making. But she threw me a curveball, scuttled my plan, when she introduced me to her handsome young man. The good ones are always, why are they always? The good ones are always taken. I've known this brunette for the last several years. I'd noticed her laughter, anger, and tears. She never seemed all that intriguing to me, but today my interest was wakened. That glow in her eyes, my heart starts to sing. Her smile so sublime as she shows me her ring. The good ones are always, why are they always? The good ones are always taken. Is it luck of the draw, alignment of stars? This one little flaw has left me with scars. I love these sweet ladies, and not like a brother, but they all seem to be in love with another. I go out with friends, she's there in the crowd. I'll tell her I love her, I'll say it out loud. I'll speak of my undying passion for her, and how my heart has been aching. She lifts up her head, she smiles and sighs, and she lovingly gazes into my best friend's eyes.
The good ones are always, why are they always? The good ones are always taken.
Yes, the good ones are always,
Why are they always? The good ones are always taken.
for our friend Bill, wherever he may be today.
That's good.
And the ring, showing the ring.
Yeah, I'm the brunette in the middle verse, because over Christmas break in college, Dan had given me an engagement ring, and when we got back on campus, I was in the student union one day showing it off to all my friends, and he walked up as I was showing it to somebody, and he didn't say a word. He just looked, and then he turned around and walked away, shaking his head, and I heard him say as he walked away, "The good ones are always taken." And, 30 years later, I wrote a song.
Wow.
Sorry, Bill.
So the good ones are always taken as the official title, but we call it the Ballad of Bill.
Yeah.
Oh,
Poor Bill.
that's
Poor Bill.
He's a great guy.
He was an absolute, he would give you the shirt off his back. He was just the sweetest, nicest guy.
Aw.
But he just had this little character flaw that he always seemed to fall in love with women who were in love with somebody else. So, yeah.
Oh my God. You guys, I have easily 3 choices to respond to that song. Easily.
Happy to, feed
You
him
know,
verses.
and one of them was
Oh.
actually, even though this one, like I said, 11 years between our meeting, well, partly because I was just about to marry the drummer when we met. And so, and I did. And that didn't last very long. But now I'm trying to decide because I
Go
kind of
ahead.
want to go, do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't know exactly, but if you pivot, I will pivot too.
We were sort of in a blues.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to do a short version of the story.
We're going to do a shorter version, or we're going to just do a thing. And here's the thing, it's just your solo, okay?
Okay.
We have, yeah. Our long sordid story is that, as I said, I was engaged to be married to the drummer in the band I was no longer in because it broke up because of me, but whatever. Then this one walked into my life in his Sean Cassidy haircut, bell bottoms, Coke bottle glasses that still somehow looked sexy. But 11 years later, I did finally get that ring from him. And it was a beautiful little ring. I'm sorry. Did I say little? We were playing in a cover band at the time. And we were frequently there on a work night at the bar. And I was shaking things, tambourines, parts of my body. And I don't know, it was late. And I looked down at, the next morning I woke up after one of these gigs and I looked down at my left hand at the ring that had taken me 11 years to get and noticed that there was a great big hole where the diamond had been. Yes. And now most of the places we play at 3 o'clock in the morning, there's this waitress who's not happy and she's sweeping up piles of broken glass. So you can imagine the thought that went through my mind when I looked down at this ring that took me 11 years to get and noticed that there was a great big hole where the diamond had been. All I could picture was that little diamond being swept up by Stacy. Bless her heart. It's funny because I was like not entirely hopeless at that point, and I called the bar and asked them if, by any chance they had found my lovely little diamond
Yeah.
when they were sweeping up.
Right.
And I
You
think
think?
they chuckled a little bit, but I still think they were hiding something. That's all I know. Working the closing shift, Saturday's child says the trouble with men is the way that they smile sometimes. Anyways, Jay had her sweeping up piles of glass off the floor, and something caught her eye. Now it's 3 in the morning, and she's exhausted as hell. The trouble with men is the lies that they tell. Sometimes, anyways, she saw the object up close. It was a teardrop stone mounted on a band made of gold. The trouble with glass is the way that it shatters. The trouble with that is the way that it matters. Oh, the trouble with love is the way that it ends sometimes. Anyways. Some kind of heartache went down here tonight. The trouble with men is the way that they fight. Sometimes, anyways, she says she knows who's to blame. Secretly hoping that no one would claim it. The trouble with hope is the way that it shatters. The trouble with that is the way that it matters. Oh, the trouble with love is the way that it ends sometimes. Anyways. Bring it on, Caps. Well, it's not like she don't know just how much this place stinks. The trouble with men is the way that they drink sometimes. Anyways, certain of only one thing. Somebody's finger is missing a ring. Well, somebody's finger is missing a ring.
Yeah,
That's cool.
that's definitely cool.
That's an old one.
Yeah.
It's
Oh.
true story though. It really is.
Yeah.
I had this ring. In fact, I'm not even wearing it anymore. I still have the diamond. I mean, the diamond did
You're not?
ultimately get replaced. Yeah. Well, you know, I've swollen.
We've all swolled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That ring needs to be resized. But yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, I actually stopped wearing my rings because they were white gold, which has
Yeah.
nickel in it. And I
Mine too,
developed
yeah.
an allergy to nickel.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So I'm now actually allergic to our wedding and my engagement ring.
Yeah.
So,
And I don't wear my wedding band because early on, I was walking into a building and like the door handle had a loose screw and it caught the ring.
Yeah.
It ripped up
ripped
my
his hand
finger.
open.
Got my finger fixed, then got the ring fixed, but it's like I'll wear it for other people's weddings
Yeah,
and stuff.
we-
But at this point, it's too big because I lost a whole ton of weight. So
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, that little nightmare haunts me occasionally, and I even said to you about a week ago, I think I'm going to start wearing my ring around my neck. Can I get a ring tattoo?
yeah,
We did.
I mean,
But I think that's going to be painful. But I might go that way. But yeah, that gives me the willies. It makes me clenched. Think about that.
Yeah,
So,
and
Yeah.
he stopped wearing his after that. And,
Yeah,
and,
uh,
I
and as
would too.
I'll wear it to other people's weddings or things
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
But that's it.
yeah.
what it comes down to is we know we're married. So
Exactly.
that's
Yeah,
all that
right.
matters. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, so I was thinking about we were thinking about what to play after that, and
Go ahead and go dark.
well, no, actually, we're gonna go for a fairy tale. This is something I wrote a long time ago, and I don't think I've played this in 10 years, but this should be interesting. But this was this one I just sing and Faith plays guitar and Faith plays mandolin. So
Oh, cool.
Nice.
I'll tell you a little bit more about one thing about it afterward.
Okay.
This is called Dancing Alone. Born to a king in a fairy tale land, a storybook princess, palace so grand, playground of passageways, spires of stone. Yet ever she's dancing, dancing alone. Locked up in a castle with only her dreams, a life filled with plenty, yet empty it seems. Wishing to follow where songbirds have flown, whirling and twirling, dancing alone. Oh, to walk free through the streets, to dance with the peasants she'd meet outside these cold palace halls, live her life out beyond these four walls. A handsome young minstrel came by one day, beguiling music, songs he did play, strumming a lute with mysterious tone, heart filled with butterflies, dancing alone. Dressed as a peasant, she slipped out the gates, past gardens and fields, she made her escape to a life filled with laughter wherever they roamed, singing and dancing, never alone. Singing, dancing, never alone. Yeah.
Yeah, not bad.
Lovely.
That's impressive for 10 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were impressed at this end too, believe me.
So when this song was brand new, actually I took it to a songwriting thing with Kate Campbell.
Oh, cool.
And when we got to the end, I got to the end of playing it, she said, if you hadn't gotten her out of there, I was going to come over there and slap you. That's Kate, one of our favorite mentors in songwriting.
Oh gosh, there's nothing like it though. That's like the best thing in the world when you're a songwriter is to hang out with people that you admire and
Oh yeah, and
Yeah.
we've had
Opportunities.
opportunities to get some great songwriting advice from a lot of people, and we're at the point now when we do our songwriting, we've got Cliff Eberhardt. We've got Kate Campbell on the right shoulder saying tell the story, and Cliff Eberhardt on the left shoulder saying you don't need that many words to tell it.
nice.
Yeah.
Those are
Yeah.
good voices to
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they've both been really great for us over the years.
Yep.
So
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I love it.
So we avoided going dark, but you're welcome to. We might go dark on the
Well-
next one. We'll see.
Trying to decide, we're still in sort of we're kind of always in this. I feel like we should stick to the relationship theme on some level, but not necessarily this one. We're going to go
Is this
that
because
same
we're approaching
album.
Valentine?
Yeah, because I guess we're right. Of course. Well, we're going to play love
doubt.
songs. We've got we put out an album in 2007, right? That's when In This Town came out. Yeah. And it was we call it kind of our breakout album because the first time we'd really sort of pushed, and we hired Carrie Estern to promote to radio and got ourselves a little bit more out of from utter obscurity to just a tiny bit of obscurity. I'm just kidding. I don't even know what that means. But anyways, so
What is the obvious?
what is the album?
obscurity?
Yeah, but this album is like I still can't believe it's 15 years old.
Yeah.
I'm kind of freaking out about that. Like right now, that was a long time ago. I don't feel like I've. Yes, I do. Anyway, we moved to this little town that we're living in right now, approximately that long ago as well. So this we used to covet about being in this town, and so that and now we live here. But I don't know. The grass isn't always greener. Sometimes you want to get away from something more than you want to run toward, right? So just a little story called In This Town. If I lived in this town, I would frequent this cafe, and that table in the corner would be mine most every day. Eventually, I might even get to know your name if I lived in this town. If I lived in this town, I would get myself a job tending bar at Davy's joint. I like it there, it's nice and dark, and there's a chance I'll hear you playing your guitar. I lived in this town. In this town I could be happy. In this town I'd make new friends. In this town I could be Isabel, and I could start all over again. If I lived in this town, well, I would rent the perfect flat on the top floor of some old brick house with a great big garden round the back, walking distance everywhere, and I might cross your path if I lived in this town. In this town I could be happy. In this town I'd make new friends. In this town I could be Caroline, and I could start all over again. I think I would be safe here. I think maybe I'll stay here for a I'm sorry, but it's really hard. Thank goodness I have Rod to keep playing beautiful guitar licks while the cat's climbing through a hole
wouldn't think about him. 'Cause nothing here is anything at all like where I live. And I believe that you would treat me better than he did if I lived in this town. In this town it would be different. In this town I'd fall in love. In this town I could be Marianne or Caroline or Isabel. And I could start all over again if I lived here in this town. If I lived here in this town. If I lived here in this town. I wish I lived here in this town.
Awesome song, and the cat climbing the wall behind you was just
I'm sorry. Right at the moment when it was like, oh, I was going to get to the like, you know,
the
the
really
transition,
serious,
like this,
deep, yeah.
and then I looked up and I saw it.
Well,
Well, I mean-
kudos for just keeping your hands moving.
I know.
Oh, my
the two
God.
of us are looking at each other, going, "Is she going to be able to
Sing.
sing?"
Yeah.
And,
Can I get
and
through this now? I'm so
as-
sorry. That
as
that
you
was
said,
terribly unprofessional.
Thank God, Rod, that you could just sit there and play, and you didn't have to sing either. So,
Yeah.
oh man,
That was
Yeah.
that was
amusing.
I almost said that was Lola.
That was
Hi,
Lola.
Lola and Monk. Monk is currently laying on the floor upside down looking at us. He hasn't moved since the song started.
And
But
now she's chilling out.
She starts from the top and works down typically. So she was.
and she's already down at the bottom, so you're probably okay.
Yeah.
They're only 8 months old, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just.
And the basement has been off limits, and they're getting to know it more and more. So.
Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. That was
No. Oh,
terribly
no,
unprofessional.
It was fun.
It added to the ambiance.
We may have lost the impact of the song a little bit, but whatever. Oh my goodness, so
Yeah,
funny.
but if I lived in this town, I would not have a cat that climbed the walls.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, you know, if I'd been a little quicker on the, uptake
Oh,
there. I was too busy
Oh, man.
laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
Well, we would
All
have
right.
been really surprised if you didn't start laughing had you noticed, and we suspected you would notice.
I could see it happening out of the corner of my eye, and I finally gave her a nod. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Well,
Live music.
okay. Precious.
Adds to the fun.
All right. Well, we're going to do a banjo song. This
Nice.
is a relationship song. All right, you ready?
Yep.
Where are you now, my darling, my sweetheart? Where do you sleep through the long nights? Where are you now, my darling, my sweetheart? Where are you now?
We met in the morning, danced in the evening, pledged to each other the very same day. Now you are gone to fight in the war. Here I sit lonely, waiting in tears.
They marched us for days, for weeks through the hillsides, off to the south. With our cannons and guns, brothers fought brothers, so many were slaughtered, waving the flags of tyrants and fools. Where are you now, my darling, my sweetheart? Where do you sleep through the long nights? Where are you now, my darling, my sweetheart? Where are you now?
We gather in church, we gather together, we mothers and daughters, orphans of war. Each day we wonder who will return, and will they be changed when they come home?
We sit round the campfire, Well, after sunset, dream of our loved ones so far away. Will you still be there if we return, if we make it back home? Where are you now, my darling, my sweetheart? Where do you sleep through the long nights? Where are you now, my darling, my sweetheart? Where are you now?
It's been many years since we were together, far longer than the time we once had. No word has come to tell us what happened. Will you and the others come back someday?
The battle was long and bloody and deadly, like lambs to the slaughter. We were cut down here in this soil, we many lay resting here for all time to sleep evermore. Where are you now, my darling, my sweetheart? Where do you sleep through the long nights? Where are you now, my darling, my sweetheart? Where are you now? Where are you now, my darling, my sweetheart? Where do you sleep through the long nights? Where are you now, my darling, my sweetheart? Where are you now?
I hope you don't mind. We were playing along.
That's fine.
That is the one negative with doing this online is
Exactly.
that we love collaborating on songs and,
When we do in the
throwing
rounds,
harmonies.
I'll add harmonica or vocals or whatever.
I'll
Faith will
throw
add
in
bass.
bass and harmonies because we both do harmony. And so, yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's definitely someday this will be virtually possible.
Yes.
They worked on it for a while, but yeah.
Yeah, the delays in the internet kind of messed that up. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And let's hope it doesn't get here too soon. I mean, it's still nice to find a reason to get together. So.
Oh, that
Amen to
is
that.
absolutely the case.
Yeah.
So are we thinking maybe this will be the second to last song, or do you have a thought? You're going to
I've
give me
lost
a
count.
heads up, right?
Yeah,
I've lost count.
We could do one more round
Yeah,
after
one
this.
more
I'd be
round
okay
after
with
this.
that.
So, yeah, this will be your second to last.
Maybe
I mean,
end
we'll
with
do this
something a
all
little
night, you
up.
guys. Don't
I'm just
get me
getting
wrong.
warmed
Well, yeah, we're the same way, so yeah.
But at some point the cats are going to jump on us, and then it's going to be really, it'll be very entertaining, I'm sure. But we haven't had a lot of shows where we've played full sets since the beginning of the year, and I feel like we need to do our song that's very seasonal. And again, relationships. So this is called Happy New Year. So from your home in New Hampshire, you guys, I expect you to be singing along. So, ready?
And it's in C.
It's in the same key basically that we just So play the banjo. Took the elevator to the 20th floor. At the end of the hall, he pushed through the door, stepped out on the roof. The wind hit his face. He fell to his knees like the end of a race, hoping to find a reason not to fly. But it's as good a time as any to say goodbye. She always loved the view from up here. You could see the whole city on a night this clear. Close to the edge, it's a long way down. Her arms spread wide in a red silk gown. It's 11:35
figure out things are out of our hands, and it becomes clear the universe has other plans. Oh, and now every time they meet up there, it's a champagne toast to another great year. And the days she found a reason to stay, his feet on the ground have remained that way. When they first looked into each other's eyes, it was as good a time as any to be alive. Happy New Year, Happy New Year. My, how the time slips away. Happy New Year, Happy New Year. I'll raise my glass to you today. I'll raise my glass to you today.
Nice.
And I did play along.
Oh,
Good.
good.
And I
Good job.
actually, I grabbed the dulcimer and started picking a few notes here and there. It was in the wrong key, but I found a few notes.
Nice.
That'd be a neat texture to have along.
I'm going to talk
Yeah.
about songwriting, like, and the ideas and what inspires things, and you know what you get influenced by, and that was originally inspired by a Nick Hornby novel.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you know Nick Hornby, but he's not like, you know, I hope he's not listening. Yeah, but he's not like literary genius, but he's a great storyteller, and he's best known for High Fidelity, I think, is one of his
Okay.
really most famous books. He's a British guy, but he apparently there's this tradition on New Year's Eve. People who are thinking about ending it all will climb up to the top of this building in London and, you know, say farewell, right? So he writes a comedy, essentially, about a bunch of people who are all meet up on the top of this building in London on New Year's Eve and obviously talk each other out of jumping. First they're
Oh,
like,
wow.
are you going to go? It's my turn. Like, you know, I mean, it's a really morbid sort of,
It
you
was
know,
pretty dark
take
comedy.
on a very
So I guess we
heavy
got
subject.
a little dark in a way.
It did get a little dark, but of course I loved the idea that they ultimately talked each other down from that.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And
so.
and what a interesting thing to write a book about.
Yeah, right? I know. Well, you know, I guess. Yeah. Brits.
The license of fiction.
So now, you know, take a turn.
Yeah, well, we're going to do a song with a very singable chorus, so you'll expect you to sing along.
We won't be able to hear you, but you know,
Yeah.
We actually, our first concert after complete lockdown, we got to open for Guy Davis under a tent a few towns north of here. His manager lives up north, just north of us. And we sang this song in that set, I believe.
we did,
And the audience sang along. And it was hard not to burst out in tears.
because it's the
Just
first
to
time we
have
had
people
like played
sing.
in front of actual physical humans
I
who could
remember
sing
that
along,
feeling.
and you know, we could hear applause, and
Yeah.
it was magical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, I'm going to roll this sleeve up. That'll probably be better.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
looking forward to
I feel
hearing
like
this then. You better
Well,
not make me cry.
No,
No,
this
th-
is
this
this
Still
is
have
very
one more
up
song to sing.
this one, it's a happy song. It's very definitely a love song.
Yeah.
Good.
So,
And it's called Love is the Song. So,
Cool.
here we go. Ready?
yep.
Oh, hang on a second. Bread timer.
Yeah, Dan has bread dough rising downstairs, so once we're done tonight, the bread goes in the oven. So it's good to live with a bread baker.
Ready?
Yep.
Each Each of us is damaged, each of us is flawed. We do our best, try to be exactly who we are. Acceptance is believing in where we are today. Love is the answer, love is the song. Love is the answer, no matter the question. Open your heart to the universal song. Love is the answer to any question. Love is the answer. Love is the song. Welcoming newborn twins on their first day. Pleasure and pain will come along the way. The future is theirs. Give them time to play. Love is the answer. Love is the song. Love is the answer, no matter the question. Open your heart to the universal song. Love is the answer to any question. Love is the answer. Love is the song. Young lovers out for a stroll on a starry night. A gentle hug or smile, a laugh of delight. Working together, their dreams take to flight. Love is the answer. Love is the song. Love is the answer, no matter the question. Open your heart to the universal song. Love is the answer to any question. Love is the answer. Love is the song. As aging eyes grow dim, a gentle smile when the world just seems so grim. A good life is ending, another soon begins. Love is the answer, love is the song. Love is the answer, no matter the question. Open your heart to the universal song. Love is the answer to any question. Love is the answer. Love is the song. Love is the answer, no matter the question. Open your heart to the universal song. Love is the answer to any question. Love is the answer. Love is the song. Love is the answer. Love is the song.
Aw.
That must have been.
That should have been the end.
Really special to have that, to be able to do that in front of people after so long.
Yeah.
That's
It
very
was pretty
sweet.
cool.
Yeah, it was so crazy to be only stuck in the computer for so long.
Yeah.
You should
Yeah.
show the dulcimer off.
Yeah,
'cause people
this
can't
one,
see it so well.
and I see if I can get it a little closer to the camera.
It's beautiful.
This one, we got this Warren May down in Berea, Kentucky, and let me get the whole thing here. It's
Yeah.
kind of tough on us.
So
Wow.
he built a dulcimer a day for 40-something years,
Wow.
6 days a week. There were always several in production, but there were never more than a handful of finished ones in the shop. As soon as they were built, they went and found homes.
Yeah, and I fell in love with 3 in his shop. The first day we went in, we went back the second day with Dan's guitar so that we could hear what they sounded like against Dan's guitar. And the first one had already sold. The second one
Didn't work.
Sounded terrible with Dan's guitar. And this one sounded fabulous with it. And what I loved is I also have a Jeremy Seeger dulcimer that we had custom made with hummingbird sound holes. And if you'll notice, this one
Yeah.
came with hummingbird sound
Oh,
holes.
very
so
cool.
it was meant
destined.
to be.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, it's my hummingbird.
that's
Yeah.
Awesome.
that is something. I mean, that's 12,000 instruments over 40 years, right?
That's
Am I doing my
amazing.
It's
math?
some ungodly
Isn't that
number.
amazing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He also made furniture and all kinds of other stuff.
Fabulous.
Oh, he had
number.
time for something else. Wow.
He closed down his shop. He's still building apparently out of his home.
Yeah.
But he used to have his shop right in the middle of Berea at the Boone.
Right at the Boone Hotel.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
That's
and
something
it was
else.
We
and
were
just
down there
this-
for a music gathering, and
Yeah.
this is right around the corner. It's like,
which was again dangerous.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, but he was
Yeah.
just the sweetest, nicest guy,
An
and
incredible player.
fabulous player, and really had a good ear for. And I don't remember what woods these are, but they're really unusual woods, and they just sound so good together.
It did sound gorgeous.
Yeah.
It is sound beautiful. Yeah, yeah. Nice. Nicely
All
done.
right.
And thank you. I mean, we're going to have a chance to say farewell to internet land, but, to those of you out there listening, thanks for dropping in. And Dan and Faith, thank you for inviting us to
Indeed.
share some
Thank you
songs
for-
from our basement. We're going to detour and play a song that was, I don't know, it's just a upbeat, happy little number that came out of a lack of inspiration coming to me. And I had a finger picking pattern that I was playing, and I got a song prompt that was Time Gone. And I sat down and I wrote this song. And it seems to be perfect for COVID too. So when all else fails and you can't think of anything to write about songwriting. So
Sounds
that's
like
what
a
this
good
one
way
is.
to-
Yeah. And also where you go for inspiration. I mean, where else do you go but like someplace where there's, cotton candy and a Ferris wheel. This is called Take Me to the Fair. Holding on to time gone is kind of like trying to catch a song in midair when you don't believe that it's out there. So let bygones be bygones, make way for another dawn to clean the slate and take me to the fair. We can go hang out with all the circus freaks, maybe eat some cotton candy on the tilt-a-whirl till it gets stuck in our hair. And when the moment disappears and you can't believe your ears, hey mister, have you got some time to spare? 'Cause I fell in love with time gone, how hard it can be to go on. 10 a.m. caffeine kicks in, a shiny new day lies out there. Oh where has time gone? How could we have been so wrong? Just clean the slate and take me to the fair. We can go sweet talk that scruffy man who runs the Ferris wheel, and maybe he will let us go around all night or roll away from here. And when no wayward soul replies and this old photograph belies, well darling please, the evidence is clear that holding on to time gone is kind of like trying to catch a song in midair when you don't believe that it's out there. So let go of time gone. What's your name? It's been so long. Just
What a perfect
that-
song to end the show on. That was fabulous.
So much fun.
It is.
And the
Cotton candy on the
tilt-a-whirl. That's just dangerous. I know.
Right.
That makes me slightly nauseous every time I think about it.
Yeah. A great visual. I mean,
Oh.
it's like, oh.
Yep, absolutely. Oh,
Thanks
man.
very much. It was fun.
Well,
I had
it
this.
is-
Yeah.
It has been an absolute delight having you both on the show.
Yeah,
Thank
very nice
you.
to get to hang out and meet you
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
And do you guys, you have any shows coming up that you want to talk about, or?
Well, as a matter of fact, well, tomorrow night there's a benefit concert. I don't know if you've come across. Well, it's not really a benefit concert. That's not true. There is we're doing a thank you concert for a woman named Blair Hall, who is a member of our folk farm community. She was hosting concert series in Chicagoland, and oh gosh, she moved to Milwaukee, or where is Cafe Carp? I don't know. This is a much longer
that's
story. I
Janesville.
apologize.
Janesville.
Yeah. Anyways, in any case, then I've got another live stream on the 24th that will be through the Music My Mother Would Not Like showcase, and I say I because it's me, Annie Bacon, and Faye Burns doing one of those showcases, and we'll be together maybe right here in this space. So this will
Cool.
be fun.
Nice.
But anyways, we've got a handful of live streams, and then February kicks off. Are you guys going to be at the International Folk Alliance?
We are not. We've
For
got,
several reasons we can't
yeah,
be
just
there.
a whole pile
Yeah.
of different reasons.
Sure.
But we do have, coming up next Tuesday, we're actually doing a live show at the East Lyme Public Library in Niantic, Connecticut. Why the East Lyme Public Library is in Niantic, we don't know, but we'll find out.
They're right next to each other.
Yeah.
So, but,
Yeah.
And 2 weeks from tonight, we are doing our next Midweek Song Swap with
Somebody
Charlie
you might know.
Yeah, Charlie Mossbrook.
Oh,
Oh, excellent.
So
I
that'll
did
be
hear
fun.
of that. Good,
Yeah.
wonderful. Well, I'll try and tune
And,
in for that.
Yeah,
for
that'll
sure.
be a good time.
And then we'll
And then
figure
heaven
out
heaven
February
knows
in a little bit,
we're
yeah.
still figuring out February.
Yeah.
So.
You
but
know, the
yeah.
nice thing about live streams is that you really don't have to plan for travel or, dog sitters or
Yep.
just,
Yep.
cat sitters. Maybe we should have gotten one for tonight, but
I don't know. Maybe you should have had a cat
I
sitter.
know, exactly.
Yeah, I'm questioning the.
But
we've
it
been-
really, bravo to Lola for adding a little comedy routine.
That's
in the middle
right,
of everything.
exactly.
That was
We've
great.
been given
middle
him
of
an
a
inch here
serious
and there,
song.
so.
Exactly. Oh
But
man.
anyway,
Thank you for
it's been
doing
an
this.
absolute joy. And
Thank
for
you.
folks
Likewise.
listening, if
Yeah.
they want to find our music, we got the URLs going by. We're at danandfaith.com, and Annie and Rod are at maynardmusic.com.
Indeed.
And look us up, find our music online.
Find us out in the world once
Yeah.
we're out in the world. So.
Our calendars are online, so yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Great.
Yeah.
Thanks
We'll
all.
say goodnight to everybody.
Good night,
all,
everyone.
and thanks everyone for listening.
Thank you.